is Old Man PHP. I create PHP video tutorials for the old guys who want to learn new skill and compete with the young crowd. This is video number 40. What I want to do is I want to create JSON file using the MySqli that we did in video 39. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a function, and then we're going to use several things that are different, and create the JSON and also print it out in two different formats. So let's start now. Let's do the function, right? Let's say get data. Don't forget the curly brace. Then we're going to create a variable called MySqli. Then we're going to say MySqli underscore connect, because we're going to connect. Within here, we're going to put in the credentials, right? So that would be localhost. I spell that right? Yes, I did. We're going to say root, username, password. I have nothing because it's localhost. And in the database is called log user. Is it? Let's check it out. Log user. Okay. Then we're going to connect. We're going to create another variable so we can assign a select statement. Select asterisk, that means wildcard. I want it all. And this is the name of the table. Then we're going to create another variable to keep the results. This one we're going to use MySqli underscore. We're going to want a query. Now the first, it takes two arguments. The first argument, the one on the left, that would be the database connection. Then the second one would be the actual query. You've seen some of this before in the other video. Then we want to make sure if they did query something and something came back, it'll go to results. It'll be true if we check. So we'll say results. If it's true, then I want to create another variable that's going to become an array. We're going to use the square brackets. That's how you do it. Then we're going to run the while loop, right? We're going to run the while loop, and we're going to fetch the results. So we're going to say while. We're going to say $row. I want you to put assign MySqli fetch underscore array. And then we're going to say, we're going to put that, and we're going to run a flag too. What is it? MySqli underscore associate. That means I want it to be an associated array. Did I spell that right? SQI. Let's move a space over. Oh, there's a problem here. Boom, there you go. So that belongs to that one, so I'm going to need one for here. And then of course your curly, right? Then we're going to say, I'm going to apply this particular array that's kind of empty. I'm going to assign an array to it. That will be the same one. And then I'm going to say array. See, I like doing it this way. Excuse me. Because you could have done, like I could have done something like this. Kind of like this. And then say, first name, like that. And then say $row, like that. And then say temp first name. See, like that, right? You did create it. Let's say you're not doing this. You're gonna do this instead, right? And you just have to do it with 3 or 4, 5, 6 times, which is okay. But I prefer to keep it as an array. Just give it to them in one shot. You can do it in one shot by doing it this way. So what we do, since this is going to be an associated array, we already told it right here. There's something weird here. There's something missing. Oh yeah. The actual results. Holy moly. Come on. Let's get this right. Let's see. Bear with me, guys. MySqli, MySqli. Okay. It just kind of looks weird to me. All right, so let's do this. All right. We're going to say first name. And then we're going to say @row. Since this is an array, you got to make sure you put a comma there, and then this would be the actual stuff you're getting from the database, right? Because you did all this. So you're going to say temp, man, I'm tired, first name. Is that what we call it? Yes. We did that. So I'm going to cut and paste these things, man. Let's do the other one. I'm going to do this one's going to be the last name. Last name. This one's going to be the email. I'm only going to do those 3, even though there's more fields. Created a video on how to add more fields to a table, which I already did. It's about 40 something, I think it is. Videos 40. Okay, let's do this email. Let's see. You definitely don't need this, of course. You got that. This belongs to this guy. Okay, very good, very good. Now we want to echo. So we're going to say echo $row. And we're going to say temp first name. Oh man. We're going to say row temp last name, and then we're going to say we'll do this $row. Guess that would be the let's add excuse me guys, this happens to me all the time, sorry about that. Alright, so we got that. I'm going to, okay, this belongs to that one, right? Guess I can kind of go like this. Alright, this one. Alright, let's see. We have this, we have that. Okay. Then we have this one, we're going to need an else. Let me see. If there's a problem with this one, right? So let's do an else. And we'll say, maybe we just get out. Okay. Header, location, PHP test. Remember, case sensitive, you gotta spell it the same way. Only HTML, you don't really have to. What is it? .php, right? Semicolon, and don't forget the exit. That's a little, just to be sure, you know what I'm saying? Now we want to close it up, because if you open it up, you need to close that connection. So I'm going to say MySqli. What is close? $MySqli. I guess that's what I called it, right? Let's see. MySqli. Okay. MySqli. All right, now that we closed it, I want to return it, right? Because if you listen right now, this is the function itself. What we're doing here is declaring. It's not doing anything really. So what we're going to do is, now that we did that, we're going to return. When we do call this, I want to return something back. So we're going to say return, and we're going to return the JSON formatted one. Like that. And let's see, did I spell that right? So yes, I did. So what we're going to do is we're going to return this one. And then I'm going to say that, remember that flag JSON underscore pretty. This way, remember how we used to have to print out the array? Then we put the pre in front, and right afterward the closing pre. It does a good job, but this kind of does it for you. So you're going to say pretty print. Then, let me see, let's get rid of that space. Now that we have, I'm going to set it back, right? So what I want to do is I want to create the actual, you know, the JSON file. I'm going to name it what should we name file JSON like that. And then of course I'm gonna put date in front of it. Doesn't matter, you don't really have to. We're gonna say dot JSON and then asterisk. I did that right. Oh, and then I'm gonna say, you know how we used to get that Y and the big Y? That's the big Y will give you 20, 23, the whole thing. Okay, so we did that. Should I move this over? No, we don't really have to. Alright, so we're gonna do this. Now we're gonna see now I want to put this information into this JSON file. So we're gonna say if, and we're gonna put in this here. We're gonna do file put, remember, because I really like, we're gonna do the other ones, you know, the ones that kind of like f open and f get, that kind of stuff. I'm gonna do a whole set just on that, because people that are not on my videos, but people that I kind of talk to all the time, because I talk to developers all the time, because I mean I was part of the group, part of the whole thing for years. I've become kind of like a ghostwriter. They'll come, they ask, can you do a little bit? I don't know why. It's because maybe they're too busy, or I have no idea. But I don't care because they pay me. So I go file, JSON, and of course I want to run that. See how I did that? See, even though you're saying, oh, I'm gonna, this is a comparison, right? You want to see, because you want to go to one branch or the other. This will be, if this is good, this will be true, right? So what happens is within these things, you can actually put, look, you can actually call our function, like a callback. It's sending this, it does, we're going to use this here, and we want to put that information that we got from here into there. So when you do that, it'll run this and will return, where is it? Right here, it'll return the encoded stuff right into here. Okay, so that's how that works. So we're gonna say echo, let's go br, let me see, dot dollar file JSON dot, we're gonna say file created. How about that? So now we're gonna say semicolon, and then okay, let's do a little space here, because we're gonna need, what happens if there's something wrong there. So we'll do this. All right, that's cool. We'll say echo, and I'm going to say problem with creation. Let's move this over. Problem with creation, and then we'll be here. Let me see, should we do something? This is what this is, so we're going to take that, put that back there, like that. This is a way of keeping track, my friend. Get in the habit of doing it. I think we have everything. So what I want to do now, let me see. I ran this by calling it here. And It opened up the connect. I got the results. Then I said results. Yeah, it is true. Okay. Created this, the array. Then I fetched the stuff, put it in the row. Right. Now that I have the stuff, I took that empty one and I added. I assigned the actual array completely like this in one shot. Then of course we'll print this and see if something is missing. Temp beam. Because it would have failed and we would have figured it out, right? Because we both will look at our errors. I'm glad that I get the errors because sometimes that's what happens, you know. Plus you get to see, you know, the thinking, you know, the brain working. All right, so we go do this, we do that. What do we want to do here? How about if we, let me see. How about if we, okay, let's give it space. Let's do some space giving. Because I'm a giver. How about if we get that content? How about that? We put stuff in it. Let's get that content so we can print it out. So we'll say JSON underscore, man, I'm yawning like crazy. Data, right, equals to file get contents. Then we're going to add this guy right here. Then we're going to say $JSON underscore data, and I'm going to spill it right back on. See, I'm going to say JSON underscore, and I'm going to decode the damn thing. Oops, sorry. Decode that actual JSON data that we got back. So we say, let's see this. We'll put this in. You're looking at it like, what? First you're getting it from here. See this right here? Comes from, what did I do? From here. This part right here comes from here. It looks at that, puts it in the memory, blah, 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 blah. And this comes from this one. Then you're putting it in this one again. Then this one is going to be put inside there. Did I spell that right? Yes, I did. We're going to add a flag. We're going to say JSON object, because we're going to make it into an object, right? Array. There you go. So I like about these editors, man. They'll give it to you. I mean, I get close to it and they'll give it to me. It's very hard to memorize a lot of this stuff. So that's why you look for it. And you can go to php.net to look for a lot of that stuff. It's kind of where I go there a lot. Okay, let's see. We got we're going to create another variable. We're going to say put HTML. We're going to make it a null. We're creating it, but we're not adding nothing to it. We're just trying to say, hey, this one out there. Right? And then we're going to say $put HTML. And then we're going to put a period equals. See, you created this because I wanted just to apply a null to this. It means it has no value. Sits out there. But now when you do this, you're going to take this same one and you're going to add all that stuff that you're going to put over here on the right of this equal and the dots. We're going to keep doing that because it'll keep adding towards this. You know what I'm saying? So if I go like, let's give it a H1. This is like headings for HTML. I'm going to be teaching you that stuff too. I'm hoping that while you would get learning this stuff that you would know this. I'm pretty sure you do. But if you're not, then I'm going to show you some. See, a lot of these things you can use. I mean, the stuff, this one right here, Chrome, this stuff right here, you can use it. I added several things, by the way, so we're going to see that. As you can see, we're going to see all this. I'm going to show you. The reason why I did this is because I wanted to give you a full thing. I want to give you the regular end, but I also want to say, well, what happens with this? And when we get this, what happens when we get this? What happens when we get something like that? Well, how would I read it? Because basically that's it. Form is all this. It has the check boxes. It has selects and of course your radio buttons. Then of course this stuff you're gonna learn. Remember we did that. I just added all these things, and I'm gonna show you the full-blown thing. And it would be like another video that has that whole thing, and then I could say, well, you know, I got it all. It's maybe a little bit more things I could do, but that's okay, because whatever I'm going to show you on that particular one, you're going to be like, I can't believe it. Everything is there. I could take this, I could take some of this one, I could take, just put it, keep it to yourself, you know, put it in a place where you can use it as a template, or when you need reference, you just go in and say, how did he do that? And then you go, look, oh man, he did it so simple. So that's why I add stuff to it, because that's what I do. I use this all the time. I do a form, I gotta do the, man, how did I do that? Well, I got it here, because sometimes you don't use this for forms. So I'm going to show you how to do a contact form too. That's coming up in another video too. All right, let's just continue. All right, man. So remember what I'm going to keep this. Sorry, man. Sometimes I digress, you know, but that's okay. All right, so let's go to table. Remember, because you're going to create a table. We want to put a border around there, so let's just put a border. We're going to say border. You know, a table could have a border. You know what I mean? So it has a border. That means a little line around it, so you can see like a box, like a table. Then you're going to say equals to 1 like that. Make sure you have this to be single within that. If you had double, then you're going to have to put something like this. Make it easy on yourself. Do it like that. So we have that. Let me see. What was I? So what we're going to do, because it is a table, now we want to create the rows, right? The table rows. And then we want to create the headings, table headings. And within the table headings, we're going to put a little space. This is called the little, you know, when you hit that space bar, that's what that is. Just put a space there. First name. Then you're going to say /th. And then we're going to reopen it. Let me cut and paste this. Let's do it again. We'll do last for the last name. Get it? Last name. And this one we'll do for the email. All right. So that will be it. Then we're going to close it up. The table row. And then we're going to say, boom. I hate when that happens. All right, so then we're going to put that semicolon back there. Now we're going to go for the for each. We're going to go to the loop. We're going to use the for each loop. For, and then we're going to, of course, in brackets. Okay, now the for each is going to have 3. It's going to initialize, because we're going to use it, right? $x. We just do $x. Initialize it to 0. Then we're going to say $x less than, remember the count, of the JSON file. I guess it would be kind of cool. And then every time you go to the count, you want to add 1 to it because you want to get to the next one. So the way to do that, you say $x plus plus. Remember that? Don't forget it. How about we put a space here and a space here? Within the count, what I want to do is I want to count the JSON file. So where is the JSON file? This one. So we're going to put that right in here. And then we're going to take this idea too, because we're going to remember we created a table. We want to add that information in there. So let's move this over. And then we're going to say we're going to do a row, right? Because there's all rows. This time we're going to add the TD. That's for the data. That's what that is. And then you're going to go like this, and then you're going to say dollar J. Maybe I should just do this. Oop, nope. Take that back. So we're going to say JSON underscore data, like that. Then you're going to do 2 brackets like that. One of them will be this, right? It's going to be 1. So that would be, we're going to say $x. And this is the actual information, right? So we're going to say first name, because that's the name that's going to come up in the JSON file. Because you're decoding it from an object to a regular array. So we're going to do it like this. We're going to add maybe we, I don't know, what do you think? We'll do let's do it like this. Like that. No, let's not close it up yet. Let's not close it up yet. Now that you close it, you need to start another one. And how about if we kind of cut this again? See, we're going to add another one. This will be last name. Let's see, hold on. TD, and here should go this. Let's see. This closes that one, right? Then this opens it up, and this is going to be email. Like that. Then we're going to do this, and we're going to close those things up. This will be the TD. And this would be the TR, because we're done with that one line. Wait a minute. I'm missing. Wait. TR. Like this. Boom. That should do it. Maybe we'll mess up. Let me see. TR. TD. TD close, TD open, close. Okay, that should do it, man. All right, let's do this. Let's continue. We're going to say $put HTML, and we're going to say, oh yeah, because we got to close it. That's right. I forgot. We got to close that guy. See, because I'm looking at this here. So we need to close this. This will be table. Then we're going to, wait a minute, what happened here? Alright, so I want to echo this stuff up. So let's echo this. That should be like that whole thing, right? Let's do this. Let's do just echo the pre. Let's do it. That would. And over here we're going to put in the print statement. And this is the where is it? Put it right in there. I don't see, man. Let me see. I'm trying to. We're reading this. I'm sticking this information in there. Right? I'm doing first. This looks weird. Yeah, this doesn't look right. Got the wrong thing. It's this one. That should do it. On my MTV. Alright, let's see. We got this. Okay, let's save this. We're probably going to get some errors. And there you go. I got it all done. That was experimenting earlier. This is the actual decoded stuff. And this is that. Let's put a little. I must have P2 pre JSON pre. All right, let's put a space right here. Just to let it. There it goes. So by doing that, we decoded it. First of all, this stuff here, it's this stuff. Where are we? This right here. This is what this is. Get it? First name, last name. Billy Goat. James Adams. Penny Jones. Susan Day. Alright, and then what happens is after I went through all this, it encoded it for me, right? Made a file. Where is it? There it goes, right here. It created the file right here again, and there it goes. There you go. That's how nice that looks. See, made it into, right? It's a JSON file. And then that's what that was. Then what happened was we say, okay, that's what this does, right? Set it in an array. Then decoded it right here. and I want you to print this out as a decoded, right? It's going back to like a normal table of strings and array stuff. You know what I mean? That's what this is, an array. And of course, I mean, I should have just switched it so it'll look better. What do you think? So I switch it. All right, let's do the switch. It depends on how you want it. Let's do this. There you go. Nice little spacing. Well, there you have it. You decode it, and you get the information top. This is good stuff. So I'm gonna, this whole thing here, I'm gonna put it in the description below. All right. You can always write it from the actual menu, but I'll have it in the description, so you just cut and paste and do your own little file and keep it. This stuff is gonna be, it's gonna be good. You know, they always want stuff like this. It's always a good practice to look. There's a file that was created. There you go. Well, we reached the end of the video, and if you enjoyed this and you learned about the MySqli and using that to create the JSON file, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. This will help grow my channel, and on the next video we'll talk more about the smooth scrolling. You're gonna love this one. It's a little, I don't know, I might have to just do it and then show it to you as one piece, and then we discuss it, or just go through it and type it out like I was doing over here. Anyway, until next time, and good night.